Big John Entertainment, in association with Pullman Media, brings you a Musicians Podcast. The hosts here aren't the focus. You, the musicians, are. It's all about your music. Right here, right now. This week's episode features the music of Chugboat, a fun party band that got their start thanks to a friend breaking their back. Literally, that's how it got started. They use interesting musical instruments like a glockenspiel and mandarin, and they play awesome music. Check out this week's episode featuring Chugboat. That's what's going on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Yelling.
There I am.
All right, we got it now.
Let's
all talk over each other.
Let's do it.
That happens.
That will happen.
It does
I
happen.
guarantee you that'll happen at least once.
Can you shut that fan off?
Yeah, I'll turn it down.
Yeah, down.
Let's sweat it out a little bit, yeah?
Yeah, I know, right? Let's get it hot in here.
I'm doing some detox.
It's about that time. It is a Saturday, so that means you might be detoxing for sure.
Definitely.
It's a long one last night.
Friday night.
But we'll get into that. We'll save all the goodies.
Maybe. Well, we can definitely talk about that right here on the Dusty Futon.
That's us.
That's
That
the
is
cheesiest
us.
one I've done.
That was horrible. What are you doing? Shut that
window.
Don't need the traffic.
Oh, there we go.
Cool. You can close the blinds too if you don't want to look at it.
Oh, I like it.
No, we're good. We'll keep the blinds open.
All right.
So you can see the dust that just went flying
Oh,
when
my
I
God.
shut the window.
Oh my goodness.
We've got two members of Chugboat with us.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Good.
Just ate
From
some soup.
PB.
Just ate some soup.
Ooh.
I like that. Where'd you go? Soup Plantation?
No, we went to Fuzz Sao Bien. It's pretty much a band ritual for any
Yeah,
pre-show
kinda is.
gig.
Nice.
Nice.
Pre-show ritual, I mean, so.
Well, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So we have Josh and Lucas,
Yep.
and you are two original band members from when you guys started way back when you filled in for your buddy.
Yeah.
True story.
Because I read your bio. I actually read it.
Cool.
So you filled your band. This band started because of three guys who decided to fill in for somebody who had emergency back surgery.
So, yeah, our old
Exactly.
neighbor and good friend, he is a musician, and he's like the type of guy who plays 3 hours a night, 4 days a week, and that's what he does for a living. And yeah, he had like emergency back surgery and had to cancel shows, and he's just like a reliable, responsible guy and called everyone he knew, and he hit us up. He was like, hey, can you fill in for us? I got a few gigs, and we were like, yeah, cash is good. We already knew a bunch of cover songs just from like messing around for fun, so able to make that happen. And after those string of gigs a couple summers ago, we were like, should we keep it going? And that was kind of the consensus.
Yeah.
So.
And
Here
that,
we are.
I like that you said string, because at that point it was an all-string society. You had were you playing the mandolin at that time?
True, yes. Oh, well, no, hold on a sec there. It's been a while.
It started with him playing a toy glockenspiel.
Oh my
This
god!
little xylophone thing.
What is that?
A glockenspiel. It's also known as the bell. So if you think of Christmas songs and you hear the ding, 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 not the really like deep dong, dong. That's a chime.
Yeah.
But the bells are very high pitched, piercing sounds, and a glockenspiel is bells you play like a piano.
Okay.
And so, like in Margaritaville, you know that Jimmy Buffett song? It goes like, ding, 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 ding. That's what that is.
I thought that was
Glockenspiel.
steel drums.
Maybe it is.
I think
always
those are
assumed.
steel drums.
Okay, I stand
Yeah.
corrected.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry.
2 minutes in, and this already became an education.
Yeah.
episode.
I've learned so much. I've learned so much today.
Well, that's one of the things about the Dusty Futon is that we end up learning more than expected. Because
Yeah.
I just know a lot of stupid random shit and a lot of good music stuff.
And I don't know
That's
any
the-
music stuff.
Exactly. So I get to take moments and throw little nuggets of
Gets
knowledge
to
your
feel
way.
smart
Yes. So
sometimes.
what that band was initially called Casual Friday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where'd
Yep.
that name come from?
Well, I don't know. I think it was like way back when I'd finished up with college. I worked in the corporate world for a short period of time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I was terrible, really.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
We both kind of come from an experience in that.
We did.
Yeah.
I'm still in the thick of it.
Oh,
Josh is still in it. But, that's kind of like Casual Friday is what happens at corporate jobs when they try and like act cool and whatnot. So it
Let's
was
be
sort of
silly.
Here,
Yeah,
you
there
can
you
wear
go.
your Hawaiian shirts on Fridays.
So
It
that was,
still has to have a collar, though.
Yes.
yeah, totally. So that was kind of our gimmick, is like running around playing at hotels, playing a bunch of covers, had our friggin' Hawaiian shirts on, called Casual Friday. It was like a whole thing. But that was just not like, that wasn't the type of vibe that we thought an original band could like unify under. And also there's a different Casual Friday up in Riverside or something that we did not know about.
There's a whole bunch of them.
What?
There's a whole bunch of bands named Casual Friday.
Popular band name that is, Casual Friday.
That's weird. Like, I would not want to name a band
It's
that
probably
because
mostly made of guys that are just in corporate jobs
Yeah.
and they're like, we like Casual Friday. Let's name our band Casual
Dude,
Friday.
I
Pretty
played
much,
guitar
true.
when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 45 right now. Hey, I think your son knows how to play drums, right? Yeah, let's do this at your house, bro.
Yep.
Smoke some pot, slap it to bass.
Slap at the bass, man.
So, Luke, you played was it Luke? Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah,
Luke, you
either
played
way.
the glockenspiel.
And it just, it sort of like became clear that that's just not the most versatile instrument on the face of the planet. So
It became.
I could have told you that. Like, anybody should be able to tell you that.
yeah, and they did. They did tell me.
Okay.
I need to learn those lessons
No.
the hard way. Just the type of learner I am. And then also we, in playing all those covers and stuff, we had an opportunity to like see what types of songs people responded really well to, and like we did notice that like some of those upbeat, like country-ish bluegrass tunes seemed to go well, at least with like the hotel vacationer crowd. So that's kind of where the idea for the mandolin came from. I think like somebody found one at a used one.
we
at a
we were
thrift
up in the
store.
Bay Area,
Yeah.
and we ended up going into like Guitar Showcase, which is a really cool music shop in like San Jose.
Okay.
And I found that mandolin, the original one. It was like $160.
Nice.
And it was an acoustic electric Ibanez.
Acoustic electric.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good price.
So ended up buying that, and Luke ended up playing it way more than me. And I was
Wait,
like,
so you bought it for you to play?
I bought it for myself.
Now,
and
are you the acoustic guitar player?
Yes.
Okay. So go on, sorry.
So yeah, no, bought that instrument. Luke started playing it more, and it was like, okay, well, you should just play this all the time. And it became another gimmick that he now.
Interestingly enough, sonically, it's not that big of a leap from a glockenspiel to a mandolin.
And kind of in the same
Yeah.
register.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
That's-
high up there.
Yeah, it's interesting because the mandolin, Led Zeppelin is famous for using a mandolin in rock. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of the time. What is that song called? The Ocean, or
That's right.
I think it's the Ocean
Yeah.
or the Ocean or something, where it's pretty much just guitars and a high pitched, weird, kind of twangy instrument. It's like a cross between. It's sound wise, it's a cross between a banjo and acoustic guitar, basically.
Ooh,
But
that
it's
sounds fun.
a little bit higher register. It's a very fun.
That sounds really fun.
Instrument, but it's not it's in a very different tuning too, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I started playing bass when I started getting involved in music, and it's just the reverse tuning of a bass guitar, upside down bass tuning pretty much.
Oh, I actually did not know that.
It's the same as a violin.
Yeah, same as a violin. It's like, and sort of the same size too. It's kind of got that like fret structure and all that, or just based on the intervals or whatever. But it's interesting because it's 8 strings, but they come in pairs. And last night at our gig, I broke one string, and it like kind of didn't matter because I had a backup on that on that pair.
Nice.
What do they call the pairs? There's like a funny name for pairs of strings. I can't remember it right now.
Don't remember.
I'm not a fan of pears. It's like they're confused whether they want to be an apple or.
Pears are delicious. How dare you slander pears
I had to.
on
I
this
had to.
podcast?
Had to change that up. Well, I want to go ahead and get into one of your songs, and
Okay.
And this is like is this one of your earlier ones? I know you sent me 3 recently, but in your EPK you have 3, and I want to play one of those. It's called "Definitely Good Enough." Is that an earlier tune?
That was our first song that we wrote together, and it was like, we're going to have an original music project now,
We play a lot of those on here.
"Definitely Good Enough" by Chugboat.
Sometimes you gotta play the hand you're dealt. Sometimes you tell the whole world go to hell. Sometimes yes, it's true.
Love the backup
This
vocal.
world can be cruel.
Just love that.
Giving you desire but don't give you the tools. Still, I try to wake up every day.
love that Josh is mouthing every word.
Every word.
Every single word.
I can't see from where I'm sitting, but I'm super not surprised.
Hey, I don't ask for much.
A little bit of time, a little bit of luck. I don't have the most, I'm not the best there ever was. I'm not great, but I'm definitely good enough. I know I forgot your birthday, and I might not remember exactly how to spell your last name. No matter what I do, well, I'm still in love with you. Don't really mean that that's gonna change a thing. I'm just a man, and I'm out there every day doing what I can. Well, I'm not the perfect guy, but the good Lord knows I'll try. How do you feel about cutting me a little slack? Well, I don't ask so much. A little bit of time, a little bit of luck. I don't have the most, I'm not the best there ever was. I'm not great, but I'm definitely good enough.
There's the famous glockenspiel.
There it is.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Well, I know I can be the one you want. Ain't no reason for me to have to front. I don't wanna plead, and I need you to believe. Sometimes things just aren't always what they seem. I was never liked by your friends, and I might not have fit in with all your plans. But no matter what I do, well, I'm still in love with you. How do you feel about giving me a second chance? And I don't ask for much. A little bit of time, a little bit of luck. I don't have the most, but the best there ever was. I'm not great, but I'm definitely good enough. I don't have the most, but the best there ever was. I'm not great, but I'm definitely good enough.
That was an incredibly happy song.
Yeah, and I think I almost feel like you should call that song The Average Joe.
Where were you when we were writing this?
I know, right? Well, I was here, doing this. No, actually, I don't know where it was, because you said that was one of the first songs you wrote together. So who came up with the lyrics for that?
That's all Lou.
I think it was mostly me on that one.
And who, is that you singing, Josh?
I sing that high harmony part.
Okay, so is that, Luke, are you the main singer?
Yeah, that's me too.
Okay, so you play the mandolin, glockenspiel, lead singer, and so you just do Josh backup vocals
I'll
and
do.
acoustic?
Yeah, that.
Josh does some percussion stuff now.
Okay.
He's been dusting off his old saxophone the past few days,
Ooh,
so that may make an
yes.
appearance coming up.
Yes, please do.
Let's see what happens.
It's making its way.
So you have three other members of the band, and Jesse Orlando is one of the other members. And is he the one that was doing all the lead guitar stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
electric.
that guy, yeah.
So he's
That's
the
that
electric.
guy.
It's that guy.
It's that guy.
That guy.
And then you added two more. So those are the original three. You
Yeah.
two and Jesse, and then two more. Rick Mroz. Did I say this right? Mrozek?
Mrozek?
Mrozek. Okay, so the C is silent. The C is silent. Okay, yeah. And he plays the bass, and then John Zamani on drums. Now, was he playing on that track, John?
No.
This was someone else. This guy's name is Kevin Mayberry.
Okay.
He was our old roommate at the time, and he just was like, he was living with us. We were like, "You want to play drums on this song?" We didn't like have. We recorded this before we even like had our band name figured out. I think
Oh wow.
So it was really like the precursor to us actually doing anything real. So
How did you come up with the name Chugboat?
we kind of had like this idea for the vibe we wanted to have, and it was more like country influenced when we started, I would say, but it's still like we play party music, That's part of the reason we play at bars and stuff for a few hours at a time, is because it gets people going who are there to have a good time and dance, that sort of thing. So, for whatever reason, that just kind of had this fun party vibe to it. Chug.
Speaking of fun party vibe, it's obvious that they have the fun party vibe.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
Josh has already taken his sandals
Yep.
off.
Oh, yeah, he's in full comfort mode.
He's like straight out.
Full comfort mode.
I'm just relaxing here. Where's the joint, man? I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's 2 episodes in a row.
It's probably in the crevice of the dusty.
it's probably in
It probably is one there.
A couple in there.
It was left over from the other guys last week.
Yep.
I swear. All right, so Josh, you already said you have a day job.
Yeah.
And do you?
Yeah, I do website design when we're not doing music stuff.
Okay.
So.
And Josh, what
Yeah.
do you do?
I'm a business analyst.
Business? God, it sounds boring.
Analyst?
Analyst.
Analyst. Oh,
Analyzing,
I was like, handlist. What the hell is that? You mean,
He goes into
studying
businesses and tells them how
businessmen's
bad
hands?
they are or how good they are. You're a process man, right?
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. You're talking with somebody that actually knows things here. This guy, on the other hand.
I stay in Excel all day.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
my...
God, yeah. So
my
you
jam.
crunch numbers and
Excel.
Yeah, it's
The strongest of the Microsoft.
pretty
softwares.
powerful.
you've obviously never heard of Microsoft Access.
Whatever, man.
That like
Nope.
takes Excel and gives a 3-dimensional
I don't need
aspect.
That's
to
that
it.
database stuff.
any
Yeah.
How did we
Microsoft.
get down this boring
Oh
rabbit
my
hole?
I
God!
don't
Yeah,
know.
let's,
Oh, God.
I asked about day jobs. Okay,
Yeah,
so
way
you
to go, dude.
you were
Unbelievable.
talking earlier when you guys were chatting. You were talking about kind of a theme you were going for, and it's this nautical theme. Where did that come from?
We're all
Other than San Diego,
They live
blah,
at
blah,
the
blah.
beach.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Other than the obvious reasons, it's got to be deep seated.
It
something
can't be
else.
obvious.
we're all beach rats to some extent. I mean, that's kind of where it came from. Half of us are like in the ocean all the time, surfing and stuff.
Want to buy a surfboard?
Maybe. It depends on what you got. But
We'll chat later.
Cool.
Let's not make a deal on the air.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just,
But-
throwing it out there.
Also, funny story about our band name is we kind of like we made a point to choose something that was available. Like we made sure to do the research. We made sure no other bands took it already. We made sure we could get the website
Hold
domain.
on. That's the business analyst talking, isn't it?
It's kind of important.
Hey, guys.
I mean,
we need to figure out what band names are available.
You know how many times we played shows as Casual Friday and told people to go find us on Facebook and like us? It never happened.
There's
because-
5 other Casual
Yeah.
Fridays that are more popular.
So we wanted to make sure that whatever we named it was easy to spell, and you can like quickly just say it out loud, and they can go to Google and type it in, and then
This is a very
That's
practical
where it,
band name.
Well, it's true because you own Chugboat.com.
yeah,
Totally.
That's what's amazing about it.
There's no
Nobody,
other bands that have that
Yeah.
thing going for them right now. I feel
either
like.
that or there's no other bands that have the foresight to go, let's buy the website.
You guys have like
First.
you guys have a ton of slogans.
Do we?
Keep on chugging. Like
Oh,
just
yeah.
you could use your
Oh.
band name as
Oh, yeah.
to pick up slogans.
We're-
Like,
we're
Okay, so there's
just
one. Let's hear
keep
another
on
one.
Chugging,
The
okay,
Chug Bros.
Put me on the spot. Damn it.
Chug Bros,
Bros,
Chug
there you go.
Babes, keep on chugging along.
Yeah, you can have like
Chug Life.
the
Chug Life.
Chuggerinos.
Chug Life,
Chug
good
Life. Oh, I like that one.
That's a good one.
Oh, no. Was it Live, Laugh, Chug?
Black Chug. There you go.
Keep calm and chug on.
There it is.
Calm
Keith,
and
that was the
chug
one.
on, yes.
Keep calm and Chugboat. Chugboat on or Chug on, yeah.
It's $15 you owe us, Chive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, right? We try to drop names and then say, "Hey, send us some money for saying something." I tried Apple,
Nice.
but they laughed at me. Okay, so you said on your bio you said you enlisted Rick and John. So how did that come about? Getting those two guys together? I mean, they're friends, obviously,
Yeah.
but like,
Well, Rick lived next door to us
And
for
I
several
met
years,
Rick in college.
and they'd known each other for a long time.
Yeah, I went to San Diego State, and that's how we met. I was playing guitar on like the balcony, and he lived 2 floors below. I lived on the top floor.
Which building?
We were at Via Alvarado, which is like the
Oh, nice.
off-campus,
Yeah.
like kind of foreign exchange student
Yeah.
thing. So
are you a foreign exchange student?
I could be.
Where are you
Just
from?
look at me.
Yeah.
It's tough to see on a podcast.
It is, yeah. You
That's why pictures.
can't look through
That's
the
why
sound.
somebody takes pictures.
Unless
Not
you
why.
want some psychedelics.
But that's how I met
I
Rick.
get action shots, all right?
Okay.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Action shots are better.
Action of what? Wait a minute. Go on.
But yeah, that's how I met Rick. And when I say Rick, his name's Eric, but everyone that I know calls him Rick.
It's
And so
always been that way.
That's just how it is. So
Is that like laziness? Like, I don't want to deal with two syllables.
It's
We're only
pretty
going
much
to do
that.
one. And
It's
error,
pretty much
error
that.
just doesn't
Eric.
sound good. So
It's like
Rick.
it's sort of like one of those things that if you meet the guy, you're like, your name's not Eric. Look at you. Look how you're acting. That's not your name.
Look how you're
People
acting.
named Eric don't do that.
true.
Much more of a Rick vibe.
Really wish he was here.
No.
Me too.
I lost
I
my
wish
wallet in
Rick
his
was here
car.
now, too.
You lost your. You need your wallet back.
I want my wallet back.
That's why. That makes sense.
Rick currently has Josh's wallet in his car.
Oh, he really?
That's a true story.
That is a. Oh, cool. I thought that was like you being funny.
No, he drove.
So you're not funny?
Yes and no.
At times, but not always.
Well, we had some fun lyrics with Definitely Good Enough, and I got to listen to this next song I want to play, and we had a good laugh. And,
I think,
Nice.
I don't know what you're
It's a
going to
good
play, but I
sign.
think I know.
it's
You
papaya.
probably know.
Oh,
Papaya.
Oh,
it's a goodie.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know.
You didn't know?
Never mind.
No, that one's different. That one's last.
That one's last.
We're saving
Okay,
that one
cool,
last.
Cool.
Okay, so this is one of your newer tracks, right? Papaya.
We put this one out in I think February of this year,
So this features the full 5-piece band.
and we had our guest star John Leah playing the flute on this one.
There is a flute solo.
There is a flautist
There's a flute
on
solo.
this track.
All right, so this is Papaya by Chugboat.
Regular flute, right? Not skin flute?
It's not skin flute.
Okay.
He does that on the other album.
All right,
You can't really hear it.
He does that on the weekends.
That's a great segue.
And here's Papaya. First of all, it sounds like every hold music.
Hold music. Okay, yeah, totally.
But then it changes.
Oh, well, I'll never forget the day that we met at the farmer's market. You were appling all those, checking the fruit, and John was in his Volvo, ripping the flu, yeah. Ripping the flu. Baby, you're making me crazy, and I must confess. Your papaya's so tasty, it's hard for me not to obsess. You know I'm not tidy, but baby, I'm doing my best. It's so hard to eat the papaya without making a mess. Papaya, papaya,
That was awesome.
papaya, 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 papaya.
It makes it better that it's like that cheesy hold music underneath it with this type of song.
I think that was the
Yeah.
point. We had like this gimmick idea in mind and like really wanted to run with it.
Well, you ran with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Long way.
Nothing better than a fruit by the sea. Seeing peaches on the beaches makes me hungry. There ain't nothing better than a fruit by the beach. Papaya on the playa is the thing for me. Yeah.
Papaya on the playa. That's awesome.
Baby, you're making me crazy, and I must confess. Your papaya's so tasty, it's hard for me not to obsess. You know I'm not tidy, but baby, I'm doing my best. It's so hard to eat the papaya without making a mess. Papaya, 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 papaya.
I'm not. First of all,
let's just make this simple. Explain the song.
no, not in great detail, at least.
The backstory.
It's a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing. Papaya, if you, like, are running around and you're in a bar in, like, Central America or the Caribbean and you say that to, like, the bartender, he'll start laughing at you because this is, like, a thing. It's a slang word in parts of the world and, like, people use it all the time.
If you don't know, we're not going to spell it out.
What?
No.
Just go look
Why
at a
not?
picture
It's
of
fucking
a papaya.
obvious.
Oh my!
Look at a
You know-
papaya and then listen to the song.
Google
then
images
cut it
papaya.
open and then put it in front of your face and then listen to the song. And if you still don't get it, while you're listening to the
If you
song,
still don't
shove
get
it into your
eat
face.
the papaya. Yeah.
Try and eat it without using your hands.
Yes.
And then...
As a matter of fact, use both hands to eat it.
Actually, yeah.
better.
That helps.
It does.
That helps a lot.
It really
Speeds the process along.
So anyway, that was a nice breakdown towards the end of the song. A little solo going on. That was really
Yeah, the little chromatic line.
yeah, very chromatic.
Ooh, that's a big word.
Breaking out the big words.
Every week.
Uh-huh.
Every week there's just a beautiful word.
Can you
being
define
spoken.
that one yet? Because we've had
Chromatic?
this one
It's
before.
colorful, right?
No,
Oh, chromatic? No.
close. I'll give you that because he breaks down words. Like
Okay.
he's smart.
Okay.
He actually is intelligent in the way he tries to figure things out. Because chroma is color, right? So chromatic though is a singular word for a scale of music, and it's literally going up by half step from C1 to C2 or C3 to C4 or whatever. And C3 is your middle C on a. Is it C3 is the middle?
Luke would know. I think
can't
it's
remember.
C6, to be honest. But
No, C6 is like one of the highest
I
ones.
don't know, whatever. See?
C0 is at the bottom, the first C.
That sounds right, then.
Yeah, and so I think C3 is the middle.
Yeah.
And no, not C3PO. That's not okay.
C3PO is a fun one.
Yeah, but that's not an instrument. So are you following anything?
What about the 7 Seas that what's her name sailed over with that song?
Okay, moving
What is that
on.
song? I can't. Now I want to know what that song is.
7 C's.
You can edit this out. Just tell me what the song is.
I have no idea what you're talking
you're
about.
the worst. All right, moving on.
Is
Sorry.
it one of the gay songs that make you cry?
No, it's the
That
keep
is
that
not
in.
getting edited out.
Sweet Dreams
that
Are Made
in.
of These.
Oh.
That's what it is.
The Eurythmics?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Is that who it
Eurythmics.
is?
Traveled the world in the 7 seas.
Or
There it
Marilyn
is.
Manson, whatever.
If you were born in the 90s,
Sweet
Marilyn Manson.
dreams are made of these.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
Yes, that did happen.
Yep.
Jeez. Interscope was really just pushing it out there, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that was around the same time Disturbed remade Shout, wasn't it? Or a couple of years later is when.
They remade Shout.
God, these kids.
I listened to Disturbed.
It's funny because it's actually called Shout 2000. That's the title
Really?
of it, I think. Or at least it is on my iPod. But you know what? I got my music back in the 2000s from everybody else's
Listen, man,
computer.
I haven't listened to Disturbed in like 10 years.
Hey, their Sound of Silence song is pretty badass.
That was a good cover, yeah.
But what's really sad is another band covered that 5 years ago, note for note, almost perfectly, and kind of beefed it up, called Boba Flex.
Okay.
Nobody's heard of it. But that song, because of Disturbed's version, that song got over 1 million likes now, and that band is fucking phenomenal. They just released a Pink Floyd cover that's note for note, but beefier as well, and it's amazing.
Huh.
Anyway, that's a plug for a band that I've recently been listening
Cool.
to. So,
Check it
completely different from you guys, because they're heavy metal.
Yeah, just
and
a wee
you're
bit.
folk, bluegrass, Americana rock.
Something
That's
like
pretty
that,
good.
yeah.
Okay, so that initially developed with your little cover or your little residency at the hotels that you were doing, and I like saying that because it makes you guys sound bigger. Than you
Yeah,
are
I'm
now.
into it. I'm super into
So you
it.
say, yeah, we first started out, we had a residency in hotels, and then we decided to break away from that and actually tour the country. You know, so that'd be a nice way to start it off your conversation. But I digress. When you started off, it was more, as we heard, more bluegrassy, more folk. So how did it kind of meld into what the sound is now?
I mean, we just kind of were keeping at it. We kept playing shows, and that was a way to evaluate like what people's responses were to different styles. We had that experience playing lots of covers of various styles in the beginning to kind of like feel that out a little bit. In the beginning, you know, the mandolin, the acoustic guitar, those instruments kind of helped shape it into this folk rocky type of thing.
Naturally, they would.
Totally. I think the thing is like we have such the guys in our band are like not even us who I'm talking about, but like Rick and Jesse and John. They're so good, such good players, it's like a cool way to feature the talents that our friends and band members have too by branching out a bit. And really, at the end of the day, I feel like our band is about the 5 of us making music together and being friends and having them be fun songs that people can dance to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rick calls it party jams. He calls our genre party jams. So, you know.
I wouldn't want to advertise that because that makes you sound like a DJ that mixed stuff from the 90s.
Yep. Jock
It
jams.
does.
Awesome DJ
See?
from the 90s.
Awesome DJ
Well,
from
yeah,
the 90s.
a good one,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, you don't want to be with your music. It's so different from what that name conjures up that I would try and make him take that and throw it away in the round file.
Jam parties.
Jam parties.
Anything
Jam
with
parties.
jam in it because of
Chug
Jam
party?
and Z90,
Chug party.
you know, and all that stuff. Like anything with jam in it was kind of owned by 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
MTV Jams was a channel.
and Jam and Z90 was
Jam and
big in
Z90.
San Diego.
Jock jams.
Yeah.
Space
Jock
jams.
jams.
See, everything jam screams 90s
Wow.
hip hop.
Yep.
So
Story.
90s, the decade of jam.
So that's why I would take jam out of anything you try to do for your band because that's
Jelly
just
Rock?
that. You know what?
Jelly
that's,
Rock.
That's cool. But pull that microphone closer when you say
Sorry,
cool shit.
Jelly Rock.
You can move the microphone closer to you.
I was just getting
It's not-
comfortable.
You're not going to break.
I'm
No,
just-
I want you to,
I
but
know.
move the
I'm
microphone.
listening.
We had some funny genre suggestions over the past year or so. First one was Jesse's idea. That was hard folk.
Hard folk.
No, I don't like it.
The
No,
next
not at all.
one, the next one was Josh's idea. Pretty much the exact opposite. It was world pop.
I don't think I had that idea, but that's okay.
I don't want to take
don't-
credit for that.
I don't
idea.
remember that one.
That wasn't me.
Or maybe you saw it somewhere. Maybe you didn't come up with it. You saw it someplace. I remember you mentioning it. It's not important.
That one's better. That
I
one's
liked
better.
Beachgrass in the early days when we had the more
I like
acoustic
Beachgrass.
vibe.
I like Beachgrass because that's like West meets what?
West Coast meets
East meets
Bluegrass.
West.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
I
West
quit. I'm
meets
done.
Est.
I'm done. That's it. That's mine for the day.
Yep.
All right. So I
that-
like that one.
I feel like now we're just settling on alternative. It feels like alternative, but you know,
How
alternative
about
is
alternative folk.
like alternative folk. That might be the move right
That
there.
sounds
you know,
good.
Yeah. I like folk rock for because Americana is like a singer songwriter sound.
yeah.
Yep.
And if you add more depth to it, it's more of a folk rock. But you guys add not necessarily depth. I would call it, if you look at it in a different axis, like depth would be adding heavier rock guitars, a deeper bass. You guys add kind of more, I can't think of the word for it, but elongate the sound rather than deepen it. Like you kind of branch it out. That's the word, branch it out rather than make it fuller. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah, and so that's interesting. So I think and that's kind of what an alternative sound is branching out, adding new aspects. So maybe alternative folk might be it.
Yeah, it sounds
kinda
cool.
digging
I
it.
like it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go.
I feel like a lot of our guests could fall under that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, well, it's San
Like, just
Diego.
thinking back,
Maybe
there's
that's
a
like the
lot of
San
just
Diego
this
vibe.
This new genre is just coming up, and I think that's as
Good way.
broad as you can get it to fit all of them under the umbrella.
Alternative folk.
So we played this festival in Hakumba, like East.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what Kumba.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
This thing called Gypsy Fest. They held it at a nudist
Oh,
colony.
Lindy Crandall did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people, bands there who I would qualify as alternative folk. They just had that vibe, you know.
Yeah.
We just invented a genre. Here,
We
guys.
did.
And you just taught us what our genre is called. We've
There
been
you
looking
go.
for that for a year and a half.
Well, now you know, and now you can start spreading it around your genre like an STD.
Hey, all right.
Start fucking all the
speaking
bands.
of, though, you just glossed over this. You said they held it in a nudist colony.
They did. That's a true story.
That's awesome.
Can I just
So-
let you know that when we drove up into the festival, the very first thing I saw was two naked guys driving a golf cart eating hot dogs. And they were much older.
That's it. That's
So,
it.
so I just knew it was going to be an odd weekend.
Now, here's the
This is
question.
going to be interesting.
Were they eating each other's hot dogs?
Did they chew
Yeah,
the
I
hot
went there.
dogs?
I went
I don't
there.
know. I think they spilled some mustard.
Spilled some
They
mayonnaise.
put mayonnaise on it. Ew, why are you putting mayonnaise on your hot dog?
It's
It's
weird.
not mayonnaise.
It was also
My own
really
special
hot out.
brand.
Oh, man.
It's
Wow.
They were sweaty balls and everything.
Anything else weird happen?
So
It had to have.
we were playing our set. We had like an hour set maybe, and like I literally broke out into laughter in the middle of singing a lyric because there was, people were there who were
Jumping.
clothed and nude, and everybody started jumping and dancing, and then you start to see
Oh
things.
my God!
You start to see things that you never should have seen.
And then you start picturing your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa. and you're like,
good Lord! Oh my goodness, this is that
Sorry.
got dark
And,
fast.
Sorry.
And I don't know if you've ever been to a nudist colony, but I think there's an unspoken rule that you're only allowed to be naked if you're over 45 or 50. So it was like older
Yeah.
gentlemen with their
And
their
older
dongs
women.
out.
There were
Older
parts
women.
and skin
Yep.
going
Yep.
up and down. Oh my goodness!
The entire show, I just looked down at my fretboard because I didn't want to look up.
Look
That makes
down at
sense.
your fretboard. Is that what they call it these days?
Did you guys use your instruments
My hand
to
was
cover
all over it.
yourselves?
Wait,
We should have.
That would have been
Wait,
funny.
were you
Did
guys
anyone
nude?
play naked?
We ended up ditching our shirts like after the second song because
Get into the spirit a
got in the
little bit.
spirit.
Half nude.
Wanted to make everyone else feel more
and then after a
comfortable.
couple more songs, off came the bells. And then after a couple more
Just right
songs, the
down to the
shoes come
underwear.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, I took my sandals off. It got hot.
Oh, well, there you go. Nobody wants sweaty feet.
Nobody wants to.
no, nude feet. Only way to be.
Nude feet, but not sweaty feet.
I had a friend that lived in a nudist colony in elementary school.
What's
Wow.
funny
Yeah.
is this topic leads perfectly into the next song.
Kind of
It
does.
does.
Kind of does.
I'm
So
excited for this one.
let's just get right into it. It's HOTYT, and you will understand very quickly what that acronym means. So this is
And you will burst out in laughter.
Yes, you will. HOTYT by Chugboat.
What an opening.
Yes.
Buckle your seatbelt, we're going on a little trip. Hold on to yourself and you can have a little sip. Look down at your feet and go sit on back in your seat. Try to be discreet, but I couldn't help but scream. We go one step forward, two steps and back. I've got both feet up on the ground. Yeah, you better slow down and hold on to your tits, 'cause some shit is going down profound. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love the new funk sound you guys got going
Sweet,
on.
sweet. Glad to hear that.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm going on a pleasure fix. And this old ride it's gonna get us out of this. I'm gonna grind it and push this shit from under six. I'm so delighted that I couldn't help but scream. Went to a party, with my girl in tow. She got angry, but for what I do not know, the magic snack in it made her wacky actions go. But they had a kick, so I couldn't help but scream. We go one step forward, two steps and back. I've got both feet up on the ground. Yeah, you better slow down and hold on to your tits, 'cause some shit is going down profound. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Girl, I know you're nasty. What I'm trying to say is if I buy a ticket, can I ride the train? You're a little daisy. All I'm trying to say is you're the kind of lady who can fly the
You're one sick puppy. I'm just saying.
God.
And I love it.
What's great is this doesn't sound vulgar at all.
No,
It sounds so playful.
it's like that vulgar kind of a passive aggressive vulgar where it's like, I'm gonna smile in your face and tell you how to go fuck yourself. You seem to be a master.
Nailed it. That's pretty much the deal. So.
You better slow down and hold on to your tits, 'cause some shit is a going down. Wow, wow. One step forward and two steps back. I've got both feet on the ground. Hey, you better slow down and hold on to your tits, 'cause some shit is a going down. Wow, wow. Yeah.
Hold on to your tits.
Your outros are perfect.
I fucking
All three.
love that tune. By the way,
Sweet.
That is awesome.
That's
And
immediately on the playlist.
what was the inspiration for that song?
So this is a cool song, in my opinion, because I feel like everybody contributed some of the lyrics. You know, so everyone kind of got involved in the lyric writing process a little bit, at least, which I think is sweet.
And it's usually just you, right?
I mean, it varies, but this was definitely the most, like, all five of us contributed at least a little bit, everybody, you know what I mean? So it was kind of unique in that regard. But you know, it's kind of like there were a few different experiences that we had been discussing, and it's kind of like the takeaway from all of them was, like, calm the fuck down, you know what I mean? So, you know, Rick, the bass player, at one point was like, yeah, hold on to your tits, and that just kind of stuck, and so each of the verses is about something different, you know, that's like a little out of control, and like everyone needs to just chill the fuck out, you know. So that's kind of the
Hold on to your tits. Some shit's about to go down.
yeah.
And
So
it's hold on to your tits, so it's like you can touch yourself.
Right.
Don't touch other people.
this isn't. Yeah, this is not
isn't
we're not
advocating,
encouraging.
We're not encouraging you.
Personal
to go grab
space
other
is
people's boobs.
Thanks
So,
for clarifying.
Don't
that.
invade bubbles. People don't like that. Especially women, when you're trying to touch their tits. They
Don't
find
think
that
they like
aggressive.
No, it's not their sort of cup of tea.
Yeah.
So one of the other songs that you sent us in your EPK is a cover, I believe, right? The Bare Necessities.
Oh yeah, that is
yeah.
in there, huh?
I wish we could play that because it's just fun, but I can't do
Yeah.
cover tunes, unfortunately, because it's like those damn copyright laws prevent me
Yeah.
from doing other
Totally
people's
fine.
music.
That
So
damn government.
I know, right?
We couldn't put that on Spotify either for the same reason, as we just didn't have like the license. We didn't think it through at all. So once
Yeah.
we got to that bridge, we're like, I guess we're not going to put it online. You know?
No, unfortunately, you can't.
Yeah.
Glad
But
to know you're on Spotify, though.
yes,
Where else are you?
iTunes, we're on iTunes, Google
Google.
Play, Amazon Music, all of like the online outlets for music purchasing and
So you
streaming.
have
Usuals.
2 EPs out right now.
We have, I guess, technically 3. One is from last year, and 2 are from this year.
Okay.
We, for whatever reason, we decided to just like. I think we were just trying to keep releasing music that was recorded. So instead of recording like a 12-song album, kind of like broke up all of our songs into 2 smaller EPs, and so
Yeah.
that's kind of what we did this year. Is now we have two smaller EPs floating out there.
Yep.
Could have been one album, but it was just kind of a different strategy for whatever reason. We wanted to keep it rolling, you know.
Yeah, everybody has their own strategies with the independent radio or independent music, which
Yeah.
is kind of nice. It's a lot of fun.
I think, you know, for me, I wanted to keep our fans like involved, and it's about creating content. And,
Yeah.
You know, to only release 12 tracks in like 12 months, you know, just at one go, and then it's like, you know,
They got to
11
listen
months
to it for
of
30 days.
exactly,
Each song.
Yeah. So you release a single a month,
exactly. So
could do
that way
that.
we're always feel like we're coming out with something new, and we're
Yeah.
always doing something.
and you're
everyone
always
involved.
you're almost always performing though locally. Like you kind of try to stay out here in San Diego as often as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, even if it wasn't like us working towards something, it's super fun. I mean, I have more fun playing a show at a bar than I do if I just went there to hang out, you know? So
Oh
it's-
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Now you played locally. You played the new Music Box downtown, 710 Beach Club.
Music Box is nice.
Yeah, I was about to say
love
This is
that
awesome.
place.
That's what. How was the? I've never been on the receiving end on stage. How was the reverb back? How was the sound?
Perfect.
It was
It
so
was
great.
perfect. I
Yeah.
mean, top 3 best sound and stage experiences that we've had.
Yeah.
I forget
ever,
the
so
sound engineer's
easy.
name, but he also did the sound at the Courtyard
Okay.
think
when
his
that
name's
was still
CJ.
going.
That place was cool, too.
Was it Tim? I don't know if it's Tim.
I heard they were trying to, petition to bring it back.
They should, man. I
Well, the
really
Music
liked that place.
Box, they put a lot of money in that renovation.
It's a great venue.
And
That'll
yeah,
be $25, Music Box.
yeah, I know, right? Maybe. Well, we've mentioned them a few times because they're really
Well,
they're a
it-
really good San Diego
yeah,
venue.
They're a great venue. They really are.
And now you've also been in a surf rock or surf rodeo festival.
Yeah, we just did that again. It's in Ventura, California. It happens mid-July every year. We did it last 2 years in a row. And then we got two back-to-back festivals the second weekend of October.
Ooh.
October 7th is PV Fest. That's like on the boardwalk in PV.
I love that one.
It's a fun one
that's
sure.
That's the big. Isn't that the biggest one? Is bigger than the Food Fest?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's definitely a huge event every year.
They
has
close
been.
down a lot of the streets around there.
Totally, and like big sections of the boardwalk are set up with vendors. It's a good time. And then like a similar thing we're doing the following day on the 8th is a Sunday. It's the La Jolla Art and Wine Festival. And they like shut down a bunch of blocks in downtown La Jolla. You can wander around.
And HOTYT will do really well.
I'm looking forward to telling the people in La Jolla about our music.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I want to share the
They may not
experience.
invite you back. Just
Good.
There's only one way to find out.
yep,
That's
exactly.
Really awesome.
Just make sure
Exactly.
they drink their wine before the show.
Yes.
Yeah, or at least
We
put
sound
that,
better.
Put that song at the end of your set,
Totally.
so that they're already warmed up to your funniness and
And
your
just
humor.
encourage them during the set. Just be like, you guys should probably tip them back.
Yeah,
The more you drink, the better we sound.
yeah.
Yep.
Have another wine.
There you
Have
go.
one more.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you live.
Yeah, thanks for
I look
having us,
forward to
guys.
seeing you live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you very
I
much,
won't
Trevor.
He's
and Big
lazy.
John.
I don't go out.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Well, dude, thanks for having us. This was super fun. You guys are awesome.
Thank you for listening to this Big John Entertainment production. Please rate us on iTunes and subscribe to Big John's newsletter on Facebook to get all the updates. Don't forget to subscribe to your favorite podcast service to get all this new music right on your device. Thank you for listening to The Dusty Futon. Follow us on Facebook at The Dusty Futon, Twitter at Dusty Futon, and Instagram at Dusty Futon. Music written by Big John, produced by Timmy D.
Thank you.